This is one fat boy, and here are my NBA game predictions for March 11th of 2022. Tonight there is 10 games. I'll be going over the spreads and over-unders for each of them. For Minnesota at Orlando, we go with Minnesota -7, as Minnesota's defense and offense is better than the Magic. I think the risks that the Timberwolves take on defense and the overall talent that is on Minnesota is better than the Magic. So overall, should be an easy win for the Timberwolves. I think the spread's actually a little close for this type of game, but since they're playing at the Magic and Magic can just have those games where they go off, that's why this spread's probably around -7. But I think Minnesota should just come away with the win. I also lean towards them scoring a lot of points. Like, if you think they're going to have over like 125 points, for sure take the over. But I think it should go over no matter what, or more likely to go over than under, because Minnesota also give a lot of points and score a lot. And the way the Magic have been playing is like, so you can get going from 3, it'll go over. For Detroit at Boston, so even though this is like a 14-point spread, I still have to take Boston, covering that 14-point spread, as they've been putting away those bottom tier teams as they should. They have the #1 ranked defense, so it'll be hard to watch the Detroit offense, as they're going to likely struggle. If they don't, I'll be surprised by that. And then Boston's offense shouldn't have a problem dealing with Detroit, as you have to really 1v1 Brown and Tatum, and that's difficult. And they've also been playing more as a team, which that also helps in basketball. So Boston should be able to cover a 14-point spread, easily win 2. They'll be leaning towards under 216, as Boston's defense should guide them to the win. For the Clippers at Atlanta, we're going with the Clippers +6. I really can't really be trusting Atlanta, as they've been playing kind of inconsistent. Then same with the Clippers too. So in all likely, this probably would not be a game you want to bet the spread on, as both teams have been playing a little inconsistent as of late. But if I were to lean towards the spread in this game, I'd lean towards the Clippers +6, as they can have those games where they shut down any team, or they just get going from 3 and just one of their players just goes off for a game, and that just gives them a win. So I'll just lean towards the Clippers, because they just have the more tendencies to win in a more random game. We'll be going under 220.5, as I think the Clippers defense, they do like beat the Hawks, will be due to their defense to slow them down. So hence I'll be going under 228.5. For the Knicks at Memphis, the way the Knicks have been playing, I'll be going with Knicks +9.5, as they've been keeping the games close against quality teams, and Memphis is one of those teams. They've been struggling since All-Star break, so kind of a perfect storm for the Knicks to keep it close and possibly win. So hence I'll be leaning towards the Knicks. I'll be going under 231, as the Knicks can play defense. They've also been pressing the ball up too. So if you do take the over, that's understandable if you think the Knicks are going to score a lot and give a lot of points. But I think overall, this probably adding up to like 226 this game. Probably like a 110 to 115 range for both teams, or like more like 105 to 115, somewhere in that range. Well, probably add about 226. But I think with how Memphis has been struggling, the Knicks have been playing better on this road trip, I think it's just better to take the Knicks on the spread. For Charlotte at the Pelicans, I'll be with the Pelicans +2.5, which I think over the course, this will probably lean towards the Pelicans with the -2.5. But as for now, it's Pelicans +2.5. I do expect the Pelicans to win. They've been more consistent than the Hornets, because if the Hornets struggle on offense, they're going to struggle on defense and just lose the game. That's kind of been the story of the season for them. Well, New Orleans, it doesn't matter if they get down big, they'll still try and fight their way back into the game. They're able to hold on to leads, and the way McCollum's been playing has been really helping New Orleans. You have another scorer that you can rely on. We'll be leaning towards over 229.5, as New Orleans can score a lot, and Charlotte is known for scoring a lot, so hence why I just have to go over 229.5. For the Mavericks at Houston, we're going with Dallas -11. This is because their defense should be able to hold down Houston, and after that, ugly loss. I think they want to just get a win and get it done early, like in the first half. So hence I'll be leaning towards Dallas minus 11. We'll be going under 225.5, as Dallas's defense should really slow down the Rockets, and I really don't see Dallas scoring like 120 points. So hence I'll be leaning towards an under. For Cleveland plus 5, for Cleveland at Miami, I'll go with Cleveland plus 5.5. Overall, I really don't know which team I expect to win, as Miami can win through their defense, and same with Cleveland. But for spread betting, I'd probably just lean towards the underdog, of which in this case it's Cleveland plus 5.5. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Miami does win. They just need to focus in on their defense and just not go cold for half. I will be going under 209.5, as both teams are going to rely on their defense. If both teams get hot, well, that's more power to them, but I'll be leaning towards under 209.5, even though personally I'd probably do under 215.5, just to give myself a few more points to play with, but current spread's at 209.5. For the Jazz at the Spurs, with Jazz minus 7. I think the Jazz are just a better version of the Spurs, but they got more star players in Mitchell and Gobert, as you have best interior defender and a quality guard on the outside. While the Spurs, they'll keep it interesting. They're not tanking, but I think the Jazz should be able to win, and they need to stay in that top 4 in the West. We'll be going over 230.5, as Spurs give a lot of points and can score a lot, and then Jazz can score a lot, and they also can give a lot of points. But overall, if Jazz win, it should be through their offense, and the Spurs win, it's going to be really through their offense. But that's why we're going over 230.5. For Toronto at Phoenix, we're going to Phoenix minus 6, as with Booker being back for his second game and you're playing at home, I think the Suns should be able to win. They've been playing very, very well with limited players, just because of how they run their offense and defense as a system. Doesn't matter who's there. But Phoenix should be able to slow down the youthful Toronto. We'll be going under 221, as the Suns, they usually have closer games at home, and they're usually a little bit more low scoring, so hence I'm going under 221. But I do expect the Suns to cover the spread of minus 6. Probably just be they'll probably win by 8 if I were to guess. But I think through their defense and then how they run their offense, it'll be difficult for Toronto to win this. For Washington at the Lakers, we go with Lakers minus 4.5. Even though I truly have no faith in the Lakers, the Wizards are also one of those teams where I don't have any faith in either. So I think LeBron will just will him, and then with Westbrook playing his former team, I think he wants to play well against Washington. So I just have to bet on the Lakers to win. I will be going under 228, as the Lakers do win. I think it's because they put some effort on some defense, which that's not something you should bet on. But if games are closer, Lakers tend to find a way to win it, as usually don't blow out the other team. Their wins are usually closer. And then the Wizards, honestly, I don't expect much from them, but I think they'll keep it close. But overall, this probably wouldn't be a game to touch. I probably just bet on the Lakers, just certain players just to be bad, as that has worked all season. But overall, I think this is one of those games that the Lakers see as that they should win, and they'll figure out a way to win it. Thank you for watching. As always, bet responsibly and have fun watching sports and betting. Once again, thanks for watching.